The Easter wasn't too long ago, huh?
Like the island, or like the holiday?
Ooh, was Easter Island not too long ago? Also, doesn't it always exist?
Mm-hmm. You know what? You got kind of an Easter Island thing going.
Dude, I know my forehead's big, but to say
no,
shit
it's
like
the
that
beard.
is
They have the big jaw. You have that big, like, manly jaw.
what?
Well,
They don't have beards.
I know, but their heads are shaped like they have beards.
No,
either way, you look like you should. Like,
they just have big jaws. It looks like a bunch of Jay Leno's sitting out on top of an island.
Okay.
Or Quagmire.
More like Quagmire. I go Quagmire.
No.
I don't know if our
Because
listeners
Jay
know
Leno's
that.
real. That's what makes it funnier. Quagmire's fake. You can draw anybody to have a giant jaw.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's not the point of the episode. The point of the episode is I've decided we should talk about my least favorite Easter treat.
Bud Light, right?
You know, it's funny that you should say that because we used to do a Easter beer hunt every year, my friends and I.
Really?
Yeah. And so what the point of it was, well, there was really no point except to get beer. But we would all go to, Bevmo or, well, Total Wine didn't exist back then. So I guess it was Bevmo. And you'd pick up a bunch of beers. Everybody would wrap them in foil. And then somebody would be in charge of hiding them around the yard. And then you would go and hunt for your beers. But part of it was always throwing in a shit beer so that when somebody was really excited to find a beer and they unwrapped it and found Bud Ice, they'd be so sad. Bud Ice was my shit beer that I always put in there.
I thought it was Natural Ice.
No.
That one was... Ugh.
No, Bud Ice is worse because they were trying to be Natural Ice.
Ooh, good point. Yeah. I worked with a guy who was addicted to Natural Ice.
Yeah. Ugh. I know that you don't like it because you don't even call it Natty Ice the way it's supposed to be called.
Oh, Natty. What a stupid word.
Yeah. Well,
obviously you did it outside, right?
Yeah. What kind of Easter beer? Well, I mean, some of them were inside, sure.
That's hot beer, dude.
We don't leave them outside forever. They're bottles of beer. They're not tiny as eggs. You put them in foil and hide them anywhere. You're still going to be able to see them.
Okay. This is leading to our word for the week, right? I mean, because this is hang out with your sling out. This is where dreams come to be made. Dreams.
You can dream.
All right.
Anyways, getting back to my least favorite Easter treat, not to be confused with Bordeaux, because Bordeaux is my favorite Easter treat.
Okay.
Peeps.
Oh, I thought you were going to say rabbit.
I mean, Peeps were in the shape of rabbit. Some of them anyway, right?
Yeah, well, Peeps is a slang, right? And rabbit's not. I thought rabbit's what you call somebody who has a lot of sex.
I don't think that's true.
Okay. Yeah, I just made that up.
No, but Peeps.
What's up, Pete?
Can you say what's up, Peep?
Yeah, because I use Peeps, the word peep. I use that short for people.
Yeah, but if you're saying it to me, you're not saying it to people. You're saying it to person.
You're my peep. You're my peeps.
No, I ain't.
Yeah. You're not my little sugary candy shaped like a
okay,
rabbit.
well, now this starts a whole new thing. Can Peeps be singular like that? Can you have a peep?
That's a whole thing. I sign off on it with my author profile all the time. My peeps. When you find your people.
No, but that's Peeps. You're, again, I don't understand how you're missing the singular versus
I'm doing what
plural.
every young person does. And you take a word like people and you spell peeps.
I'm doing what every young person does, and I'm not listening to what you're asking me. I'm just answering the question.
No, I'm taking a completely different word and using it to mean people.
You didn't,
but I didn't invent it. I just
that's not the point I'm making. What I'm saying is, can it be singular? And every time I say, "Can it be singular?" You're like, "Yeah, you're my, Peeps."
You're my peeps.
Then it's not singular. That's plural.
But you're one person.
But you just talked about signing off with your author thing to your peeps.
Hey. Who's the author in this room?
I mean, if you are, that means anybody could, literally anybody.
We're in trouble if that's just
everybody out there. If you have the desire to write a book, even if you don't write one anyway, because you could be published.
You can.
I like my peeps. So
who are your peeps then?
So what you're telling me, not you anymore, after you wouldn't answer the question as to whether it could be singular.
Yeah, I guess we should actually get this back to your argument of your least favorite word, peeps, which obviously you're talking about the candy.
The word I like. The food I hate.
You hate the sugar food.
But
so you like the word peeps, but you hate what they are.
Well, no, I don't hate my peeps.
You hate the candy.
I hate the marshmallow.
The marshmallowy
grossness.
Yeah. I always want to like that candy, but because it looks good, like I want to eat that, and then you're just like, it's awful.
No, I think the most frustrating thing is like anybody can take a marshmallow and eat it and go, man, this is delicious. And so then you expect it to be good because literally that is all it needs to be. It needs to be a marshmallow with color in a shape. That is the only thing it needs to be. And somehow it takes that and messes it up.
I don't know. It's like styrofoam because it's all old and
it's like the flavor of marshmallow if you had only had marshmallow in passing once and you were eating it at the same time as drinking gasoline. That's what Peeps tastes like.
Okay. It's a little descriptive, but I will take it.
Yeah, and you're the author.
Mm-hmm.
But I like the term Peeps. So do the kids use Peeps?
When you first brought it up or when you were doing your little intro, I was trying to think if I've heard Jaden say Peeps.
Because like I'm bringing this up because now, however long we are into this, I don't know if it's a flashback episode or not, because it's something that for sure our generation and maybe the generation slightly after used in reference to their people, their friends.
To be completely honest, I didn't hear it until I started writing books and I have my author page. I maybe heard it 5 years ago, 10 years ago. I guess maybe 5 to 7 years ago. And honestly, I don't remember it when I was younger.
What were you using
Peeps.
before that?
My duders.
You clearly didn't grow up in the ghetto.
They say Peeps in the ghetto.
I didn't grow up in the ghetto either, but in Long Beach, I believe we said
Silver spoon.
My dogs a lot.
Okay, I could see
Where my dog's at.
Yeah. Who let the dogs out?
The Baja Man, I think.
God, your generation sucks.
My generation sucks.
Yeah, that's yours. I don't claim Baja Man.
You don't have to claim them.
All right.
They are bestowed upon you.
Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, I don't remember ever hearing that. Not that it wasn't being used. I mean, it's not like I was an authority on speech. Like I did that.
It's not like I was an authority on speech. While you're at it, please listen to our podcast, Hang Out with Your Slang Out, the authoritative list of definitions you never wanted to know.
Mm-hmm. Peeps with a Z.
Speech.
Speech and spell.
Yeah. So you used Peeps. I use Peeps, but you didn't hear about Peeps until 5 years ago. I feel like it's older than that. I might be wrong.
I just don't remember.
But if it's only 5 years old, I can't imagine the kids not using it. Your kids. My kids, maybe, because 5 years ago, they were 8 and 10 years old.
I don't think I've ever heard them use it in front of me, but they may have used it. So I could see that happening, but.
I feel like it probably doesn't get used nearly as often as we're imagining that it does, because it just sounds so fluffy and soft, like the terrible marshmallow tree.
When I'm like referring to my readers and stuff like that, I love calling them my peeps. I thought it was kind of nice and kind of a nice, and like, I don't know, instead of just saying fans. Or I used to have this
right, because you're trying to pretend like you care about them, right?
Yeah, always. Well, if anybody knows, I don't know if we've even talked about this yet. I know we've mentioned I'm an author, but I write under the name Madison Daniel. And when I first came out of the closet,
when he first
I knew
released
he was going there. I had to stop it when I first came out as a writer.
You have to come out for something like that?
Not that there's anything wrong with that, right?
Dad, I hate to tell you this.
What?
I'm a writer.
Oh my goodness. As I started getting fans and stuff, you know how everybody has like this, Taylor Swift has the Swifties, and like, so all the fans get like, they come up with clever names.
So are Peeps actually fans of Mario Peebles?
Sure. I got known, they called me the rock star author because I always put like playlists and music in my writing. So like all of my books have certain songs that go with them.
You got known as the rock star author.
Yeah.
I'd never heard of you before meeting you. And you were known as the rock
in
star.
my little fishbowl I was. So
amongst your peeps, you were known
so
as
my
rock star.
fans, they were suggesting they call themselves groupies. And I always thought that was thought it was clever, but I also thought it was a little edgy, and I didn't want to offend anybody. So when I heard my peeps, or I saw somebody sign off with my peeps, well, if
it's your fishbowl, I guess you should call them your groupers.
Your groupers, but it's not a tuna.
It's not a tuna.
It's not a tuna. But anyways, I write books, and back to Peeps.
we don't know that he actually writes them. He probably
No.
pays a team of monkeys to write them.
You have to pay.
Which reminds me of a Simpsons episode.
Is that the one when they
For the love of God, I hate that now I have to set myself up to make a Simpsons reference just to make sure we can.
Do you want me to set you up?
No, it's fine.
Hey, is there a Simpson episode that makes you think of Peeps?
No, that's why I had to build in a completely separate angle. I had to talk about your authoring.
And monkeys throwing feces, and that got you to...
No. You said monkeys throwing feces. You weren't listening to me. Monkeys that were paid to write for Mr. Burns. And Mr. Burns pulls out the piece of paper from in front of the monkey.
Yeah.
And it says, it was the best of times. It was the blurst of times. And he says, blurst of times? You stupid monkey. And then he throws it at the monkey, and the monkey starts screaming like a monkey, and it's hilarious.
That is hilarious.
Yeah.
You need more of those. I like that. You need more monkey stories.
I don't know that I have more monkey stories.
There's always more monkey stories. So, you like the word peeps.
I like the word peeps.
You like to use it in that context of...
yeah, no, I think it's perfectly fine. It's super, super casual. Like, I don't think...
It's kind of fun, too. That's kind of why
I don't think you can... I don't think it's something that you would call, like, your boys or your dogs. You wouldn't necessarily call them your peeps.
Why not?
I don't know. I just feel like it's more all-inclusive. Like, it's everybody that's part of your friend group, not just the male or female segment of your friend group.
Actual info on the word peeps from Urban Dictionary. Short for people. Or short people. Whatever.
So...
That's pretty... and that's it. That's what we get. Slang for friends. So you're my peeps. Or a marshmallow candy.
Hardly a marshmallow candy.
Ooh, this sounds like lyrics. I saw you and your peeps walking the streets. That sounds like a Killer song or something.
The Killers would never say peeps.
Sure,
the Offspring might.
The Offspring, highly suspect, might say peeps. God knows he must be eating plenty. All right, we gotta let it go. We're gonna give that guy an eating disorder if he doesn't have one already.
Yeah. Yeah. What would we need to give that guy?
Heimlich.
Oh my God, he's choking on a peep.
He's choking on his own lyrics.
See, it can be singular.
Oh. Yeah. Well, you could be, I have one peep.
Yeah, I know. I'm assuming I'm that peep. Well, maybe Jen's that peep.
I meant the candy.
Oh. Do they sell them in packs of one?
One is the loneliest peep. How sad would that be? Well, I bet they do, because I bet they sell like a giant peep.
What if you actually did only have one friend and you had to go around telling everybody my peep? Maybe that's why the singular is never used, because you would never want to say my peep and find out that you only had one peep.
So am I weird that...
Yes.
Okay, we've established that. Am I really weird that...
Yes.
Okay, we established that again. So I'm batting 100, right? Okay.
I think that's...
Is it normal that when I used to get peeps, I like to bite their heads off?
Yeah, it's absolutely normal. Any candy that has a head, if you're not biting the head off that candy,
yeah,
then are you even living?
And half the time, I would still do it, even though I didn't like peeps, but I never ate them. I would just bite the head off and then spit it out. I'm a monster like that.
Okay, that makes you weird.
Is it?
Yeah, a little
well, it's not like I'm going to save it and give it to the kids in Africa that need it or anything. They don't want like a half-bitten head of peep.
No, they want the 1993 Utah Jazz NBA championship T-shirts.
Is that what they want? That's pretty specific.
It is pretty specific, and to be perfectly honest, I am not entirely sure that they lost in 1993 in the NBA championship, but if they did, that merch exists, and it made it to Africa.
Awesome.
Because if there's one thing that I've learned about American sports, is that we somehow feel better about ourselves by clothing people in third world countries with the shirts of losers.
So there's someone out there with a whole bunch of Elon Musk shirts, right?
Maybe.
All right. We could do that.
He hasn't fully lost yet, though.
All right. He's lost enough.
Like, think of how many Michael Dukakis shirts are just running around.
God, Dukakis. You brought up Dukakis? Dukakis could be a word.
It probably is a word.
It could be with bupkis and stuff like that.
Dukakis sounds like it would be a verb describing just failing miserably.
Dukak do this, or Dukak do that.
No, now you made it dirty and weird.
But that was the point of his last name, was dirty and weird, right? That's why he lost.
That's why you lost?
I thought so.
No.
That's all we did was make fun of that name. I was a little kid. It was dumb. Nobody cared back then about that stuff when you were that little, but.
Okay, go more recent. Name another political loser.
Bush.
Didn't they all win?
No, his dad didn't win the second time.
No. Well.
Big Willie Style took him out. And technically, his boy didn't win either. He got less votes, but they still made him president.
Just lost half of our listeners. What was it? Hanging Chad? Was that the big... Was that election, or was that a different election? Was that... No, that was the Quayle election that was the Hanging Chad.
Dan Quayle. Potato. That guy's probably got a whole batch of peeps, man. His peeps. Who would his peeps be? Dummies?
All the scientists about, environmental shit.
You did the little symbol. I thought he was going to say whirlybird or helicopter or something.
Run.
That's home run?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I say when I say, oh, there's a helicopter up there. Yeah. Or that's what I do to you when I'm like, come on, it's time to record. Let's go. Give you one of these.
I don't know what it's from.
Yes, you haven't seen it. Now I pronounce you Chuck and Larry.
No.
Yes, you have.
No, I haven't.
You should. It's stupid funny.
I'm sure it's stupid.
It's Adam Sandler just having fun, like getting paid $20 million to just hang around with his friends and tell jokes about being gay.
That's how his entire career was made, wasn't it?
He's got the best career. Where do we want to go for vacation? Hawaii? Okay, we'll film a movie there.
Yeah. Oh, the whole group of us aren't particularly talented. Whatever. Let's do a movie together.
Yeah.
You know what? No. Let's do all of the movies together.
Yep. He keeps his peeps employed, man.
He does keep his peeps employed. Whatever I may feel. No, that's not true. There's plenty of stuff of his that I like.
Yeah.
But sometimes I definitely think it's a mail-in thing. Just cash another check.
I think he's a lot smarter than what he does when the characters he puts out there, and I think that's why half the time it works. But
well, I mean, it's proven. Like in Spanglish, he was fantastic, and that wasn't.
I actually love that movie. I love Spanglish. And did you see Rain on Me? Rain on Me is a lot heavier.
That sounds dirty.
Well, if you knew what the movie is about, you'd be like, "Oh, I should make jokes about that." You should look up the movie. It's actually really good.
What is it about? No, so I feel bad about myself.
He's a survivor. His whole family dies in 9/11 on one of the planes.
Yep, that'll make me feel bad about myself.
And he goes crazy, and he's got all this money because of the settlement from it, and he's just crazy. And he meets a psychiatrist. Liv Tyler's in it, and she's trying to save him.
Liv Tyler's still alive?
Liv Tyler? She's only like 40.
Yeah, but I mean,
what do you mean?
She did. When was it? Independence Day or the other one?
Armageddon.
No, Armageddon. She did. What's the one with the aliens where everybody?
That's Independence Day. Yeah, welcome to Earth.
Anyways, so she did Armageddon, and then nothing since then.
Oh, she's done tons since then. You're not a Liv Tyler fan? My daughter's named after her.
Really?
Yeah. Well, she was like the only Liv we knew back then. So, and we didn't like Olivia, so we went just with Liv. So we thought Liv sounded cool.
You did something that Steven Tyler did?
Who hasn't done anything with Steven Tyler? Talk about boats and hoes. I'm one of his peeps, dude.
I got in a conversation about this the other day. So Dream On.
Yeah.
One of their first big singles.
I think you just told me you hadn't heard that until like last year or something.
Yeah, I didn't. Well, no, it was more than last year. But I didn't realize it was them because it doesn't sound anything like them. And I had this conversation with people. Mm-hmm. And they were like, it absolutely sounds like him. And I was like,
not the original recording.
No, it doesn't.
No.
Like there's one part where he repeatedly says Dream On towards the end where you can kind of pull it because it makes sense with the way he is now. But there is no way you could listen to that and then listen to Love in an Elevator and think it's the same person.
Well, and a lot of people, especially in the 80s when they got famous again, the Dream On, they had a live version out that sounded more like what they sound like now, what his voice sounds like. But yeah, he sounds completely different on there. There's hints of it where you're like, to me, I'm like, that's Aerosmith and Steven Tyler.
And also, I'm going to say this, and you're going to say, no, it doesn't sound like that at all. But for the longest time, I assumed it was a Zepp song.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm totally going to spank you on that one.
Please don't. This is not that kind of podcast.
Sounds nothing like Led Zeppelin.
I don't know. I just knew that it didn't sound anything like Aerosmith.
But you were also, when's the first time you probably heard that song?
I don't know when the first time I heard that song was. I've probably heard it plenty of times growing up because it is a really popular song.
I didn't hear it for a long time.
The first time I think I found out about it being an Aerosmith song was when the movie Miracle came out.
Really?
Yeah.
Miracle. Was that the 2000s?
When the movie came out?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's only about 10 years old, I think.
Okay. I haven't seen it, but I know that wasn't that long ago. What's sad is like it's 2023.
Mm-hmm.
In the 80s.
I'm pretty sure anyway, yeah.
The 80s and 90s feels like it's 20 years ago, and it's so not that.
It is not 20 years ago.
So basically, my peeps are getting old. If you're my peeps, I guess you're going to get old with me?
Well, no.
No. Why not?
I just don't want to.
You can hide behind that beard.
Especially now that they just FDA approved a drug that might slow the propagation of Alzheimer's.
Which would be awesome.
Yeah, it'd be great for me. That means I'll never get old. They did that, and then another one that I think reverses like the graying of hair.
Mm-hmm.
Before you know it, I'll be 20. We're gonna Benjamin Button this shit straight up.
I'd like to see you at 20. I'd actually like to. I would have liked to meet you when we were like 5. Well, you would have been like a fetus or something, but maybe like
You wish I had been a fetus. I wasn't even thought of it at the time you were 5. How old are you?
Oh shoot, you were born in 80?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was 6. So I guess I better bump that up a little bit.
There it is.
But let's say we were closer to age, so we were both like 5 or 6 in that range. I could have put you on the right trajectory for music and sodas and food.
I could have taught you how to not be an idiot.
See, that doesn't sound like my peeps.
What kind of people?
Dude, you would have been. It'd have been in Transformers. It'd have been Stompers.
Okay.
It'd have been Coke. It'd have been New Coke. And we would have drank it with me, and you'd have been in heaven.
No.
And we would have kicked Pepsi cans down the road.
Yeah, after we finished drinking them because they're delicious.
Actually, when I was a kid, I just wanted soda. I didn't. You give me any cola when I was a kid, I wouldn't have cared. It was freaking cola. So.
You know, it's funny that you say that because I was not that child. Not that I was a brand whore in the Coke Pepsi way, but like remember for a long time they just had cola at the store. Nope.
Which does not taste anything like a Coke or Pepsi. Nope.
That is not coming anywhere near me. Oh, thank you.
I remember the first time one of my friends tried to, like, you want a Coke? And I was like, yeah, I'll have a Coke. And he handed me a Shasta. And I was all, what the hell is this?
Now watch what you're saying here.
Shasta Pools?
Shasta's made very close to my hometown. I've even toured the Shasta plant.
So, you know what was made in Normal, Illinois, where I was born?
Nothing.
Greatness.
Not
excellence.
Somebody else.
That's why they have to name it Normal, because they had to bring us down because we were so good. Golden Goose, my friend. Those are my real peeps right there. But anyways, we were little kids, like on our little tiles we have. Imagine how cool you would have been.
No, I don't need to imagine. I was cool.
Explain cool.
Lest I remind you, the 4 and 9 square champion, 4 years running.
But you could have been part of my breakdance crew. You'd have been one of my breakdance peeps, dude. You'd have been my boy in the back. You'd have been like...
I had my own breakdance crew.
Why? What was it?
With a band of vintners.
You know, I just thought you would be like...
Popping and locking to White Lines. And
well, that would have been your name.
Rocket.
White Turbo.
That's a terrible name.
No, it would have been... Well, if you're part of my crew, I'd give you the name.
What name did you get given?
I think... Wasn't I Ozone?
No. No, you weren't. Because that's the name that you want.
No, it's the name everybody guesses. So I'm just like, yeah, that was me, Ozone.
More like No Zone.
Oh.
They know what I'm talking about.
Mm. That hurt a little bit. My peeps hurt me. So why does peeps got to be so hurtful?
Because they're the closest to you, so they need to break you down so that you can fit your gigantic ass head through the door. They need to keep it real. They need to.
If we measured heads literally right now,
yeah,
whose head would
way
be
bigger?
Yeah,
my head's bigger than anybody's. Not anybody's, but it's
physically and theoretically, his head's bigger.
No, just physically.
Mm. Mm. If you watch this guy walk, he looks like he's always drunk, but it's just because his head's so big, so he's like always teetering.
Yeah, like my neck can't support that kind of weight.
He's got these little tiny feet, so He's like a ballerina dancer with.
I've got these little tiny feet.
Yes, he's like a ballet dancer with like, elephantitis of the head. It's just the heavy ass beard, dude. You wash the peeps out of it once in a while. It wouldn't be so heavy.
I see where we're at.
I'm always afraid that you're gonna have all those peeps in your beard and they're gonna like dry up and you're gonna like scratch yourself and cut yourself on them.
No, I wouldn't put peeps in my beard.
Boats and hose?
No. Candace, I think, once wanted to do a glitter beard on me.
There's got to be a picture of that.
No, she wanted to.
Oh, you didn't do that one night when you dressed up as a girl?
No.
I've seen the pictures. It looked like there was glitter going on there.
No. You're not seeing it the same way.
Maybe you're just sparkly when I see it.
No, like people decorate their beards with like mini Christmas ornaments and glitter and stuff like that, so it looks like a Christmas tree. It's like a festive thing.
Is it?
Sure. And also, I didn't dress up as a girl. I was the bearded lady.
Okay, sorry.
So who are your peeps? Name them all. Start.
You.
That's it?
My peeps are Liverpool fans.
Cool.
Is how you brought me into the fold. Right?
Is it? Weren't you a fan before I was a fan? Well, no, probably not. But
no, you were a fan before I was. That was just one of the many things that we just like my daughter Liv worked for him at a bar he was running. And literally every week she would call me and be like, yeah, my boss, Matt, said this and that. And I was like, my dad loves that. And you would always be like, what? And then every time we would meet after that, it was just kind of like we would just literally be walking and talking, and it'd be like, "What did you just what?"
I think at one point we actually screamed at each other. Did we just become best friends?
Yeah, it's the craziest thing.
The answer is no, we didn't.
But no, we still have so many differences, like this whole Coke and Pepsi fiasco. And don't even get us started on some of the sports stuff.
Sometimes you just need to drop your balls on a drum kit. That's all I'm saying.
But I do feel like I found them. I found a definite partner in crime. So I'm the good Messersmith.
Well, you're the least bad Messersmith.
I'll take it. I'll put that on a shirt.
The least bad Messersmith.
Least bad Messersmith. And I'll spell Messersmith wrong on it. Yeah. There we go.
It's perfect.
Is there anything else we want to discuss about peeps? Like how they get stuck in your teeth?
You're eating your friends?
Mm-hmm.
That's disgusting.
Only the good friends.
Is this like a
hose on hose?
Is this like a Jeffrey Dahmer sort of thing? Or is this more like a what was that movie about the soccer team in the Andes? Alive.
Yeah.
Is it an Alive thing? Is it a Donner family party sort of thing?
Would you eat somebody if you had to?
No.
Even in that whole scenario with Alive?
Yeah, no. I would, well, for one, I'd probably provide more sustenance than the people around me.
Yeah, anyway, they would have killed you first. They'd have been like, oh no, he fell. Well how did
into my mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I couldn't do it. As much as like I know about butchery and that sort of thing, and knowing what muscle looks like even if I were to walk up on a human that had been skinned and could see the muscle, knowing that I could cook it off and that it would probably be delicious, still couldn't do it.
If anybody could cook a human, it's this guy.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though,
the key is a heavy sear.
Oh, yeah. I'd smoke it. Smoke a rump.
Would you be able to eat a person?
I would say no right now, but I know there's this thing when you go into starvation, everything your brain makes you say that that's good because it needs it. Like, so if you watch any of those starvation shows when those guys start eating bugs and stuff that you normally wouldn't even touch. So in that environment, I have a feeling I would. I don't know if I could eat you, but I think I could draw the line at that. I'd be like, no, hit that guy over the head. I'll eat that guy.
But then you'd need to have a third guy.
Well, there was a whole bunch of them, right?
Because there's a threshold point, right? So like, I understand what you're saying, because there's probably a certain point where your brain just gets triggered and
because you just need the protein,
right? But at the same time, if that were true, and theoretically, if I was on that show alone, because that's in one of the shows I think you're referencing,
you're gonna say you're gonna eat yourself?
Well, I mean, wouldn't you just take a slice just to have some protein?
I thought I've heard someone do that where they've gotten,
did they?
Yeah, where they've gotten frostbite and they like just thaw out a piece of chunk of themselves because they don't have anything to eat.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to get to a mental state that's like out there, but we should try it one day. Let's go ahead.
Let's
do that. On that note, I think we covered Peeps pretty well.
I thought we did till we got into cannibalism.
But doesn't Easter candy always take you back to cannibalism?
I don't know about Easter candy. Maybe just Easter in general. Because, zombie Jesus.
Zombie Jesus is awesome.
And what do zombies eat?
Peeps.
Right?
Yeah, I got there. I'll take it.
So eventually, are we? Isn't Easter just about cannibalism? I totally lost my entire family on that statement. But
all right. Wait till you hear his thoughts on Valentine's Day. Woo! It's a doozy.
Wow. Yeah.
So here on Hangout with Your Slang Out, we do our best to offend you all. We know you'll come back.
There's no way we didn't succeed this time.
And you guys, we know you'll come back because you love the pain. Because you're our peeps.
We know 30 of you will come back per episode.
We're going to get that to 35. Guarantee.
We're going to have to only be on Twitter.
Threads.
No, we've been canceled from all that stuff now.
What if Threads is gone by the time I release this episode?
Threads ain't going anywhere.
What if Twitter's gone by the time I release this episode?
That would be funny.
What if Peeps are no longer a thing?
There's no way that happens.
Yeah, fair.
Like the only two things that'll survive the apocalypse are Peeps and cockroaches.
And I don't even think they make Peeps anymore. They just keep bringing out the same stock, and it's like fruitcake. They just keep bringing it out.
This 60 million tons didn't get eaten last year.
Mm-hmm.
Just roll it out again.
Oh, I can't wait to make the tile for this episode.
This Peep was made in 1965.
You know what it's going to be? It's going to be a plane crash in the snow, and it's going to be guys eating Peeps. They're going to be biting the heads off of Peeps. That's going to be our thing for Peeps.
Actually, it should be a plane crash and Peeps eating each other.
Should be Jesus eating the heads of rabbits.
I don't think we can put Jesus on our tiles.
Jesus? We put Jesus on there.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Did we just slip down a slippery slope right now?
Jesus. I like him very much, but he no help with the curveball.
He's bringing quotes in.
You trying to say Jesus Christ can't hit a curveball?
No, I'm trying to say Jesus Christ can't eat a peep.
Well, not anymore.
Isn't there something about peepers? Jeepers, creepers.
Where'd you get those peepers?
Yeah.
It's about eyes. Yeah.
Yeah. We never even talk about that.
Well, I guess we're talking about it now.
You got Jesus' eyes that take you to peepers, that take you to peeps, take you to cannibalism.
Do you remember, was it Hot Shots? You remember the movie Hot Shots?
I remember. I don't remember hardly any of the scenes anymore. I remember I used to love
I want to say there's a scene where Charlie Sheen's character, I think, is talking about having his dad's eyes. And then he opens the case and it's his dad's eyeballs sitting in the case.
It's such an old joke. Everybody uses that now. It's a good joke, though. You do that up.
I really have my dad's eyes.
Another fun show? You good? You good with Peeps?
Yeah, I'm good with Peeps. I'm good with my Peeps. I'm not good with Peeps.
You're not good with
I'm good with the episode Peeps. I'm good with my Peeps. I'm not good with Peeps.
That pretty much sums it up.
Yeah.
Well, I'm good with that too. I'm glad we talked about Peeps this episode.
Yeah, same. Still don't know if it was a flashback or not. So you may hear this on a Friday. You may hear it on a Wednesday. We don't know yet.
Our Peeps will decide to let us know, right?
Hashtag no Peeps.
Well, we could think of lots of fun Peeps or hashtags for Peeps, right?
I don't know if they'd all be fun, but we can certainly think of a lot of them. I believe we have hashtag cannibalism for this one.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Hashtag Jesus cannibalism. Is that what we were going with? Hashtag no Peeps. Hashtag my Peeps.
Hashtag zombie Jesus.
Hashtag Peeps and Poops.
When did we say Peeps and Poops?
Right now.
Oh.
Who doesn't love a good Peeps and Poops?
They probably should call Peeps Poops because they taste like shit.
Yeah, I was going to say, there we go. Little rabbit droppings from heaven.
Let's get out of here before we offend more people.
All right. You guys rock. Thanks for being here. I'm Dan.
And I'm Matt. And this is Hangout.
With your slang out.
Well, this time he gets it. I'm Matt.
And I'm Dan.
And this was Hangout.
This is Peeps.
It's like you don't even care when I set you up.
Let's do it again. The eye roll. Oh my goodness.
Let's run back the easiest setup of all time and fuck it up again.
All right. I'm Matt.
No, you're not.
Let's see if they can tell the difference. Check this out. I'm Matt. There you go.
And I'm Dan.
Oh, you son of a bitch. All right, I'm Dan.
And I'm Dan, doing this ridiculous, almost Australian, but forcing an English accent where I sound like I was probably General Moff talking.
Maybe Dan ate your baby.